My science project is on the effect of the design of a solar oven on heating a jar of water. I chose this project because I wanted to do an experiment but also an observation at the same time. For my experimental design, I had wanted to run each project 3 times, but since the parabolic oven had taken a little bit more time to build, there was not enough time to run its last test. I was able to repeat this experiment in a controlled environment, which was being indoors with a steady heat lamp. My original idea was to perform this experiment outside with the sun, in different weather conditions on each day, but I decided to go indoors because I only wanted one independent variable. All of the oven's panels were constructed out of plywood, except for the parabolic oven. The reason why was because plywood would have been too thick, considering I used an overlapping method to create the parabolic design. I ended up using cardstock instead. To construct this experiment, first I painted the inside of the box black and glued the panels on. In order to get the right size of panel, I laid a 15 by 15 inch ruler on the ground and measured where the light would reflect into the box. I then cut what was out of the boundaries of 15 by 15 inches. When the glue was dry, I would run the test and check the temperature every 1 hour for 4 hours. For the one reflector, once the panel was built and I had the specific size, I was able to use that same size for the rest of the ovens going forward, which was very useful. On the 2 panel, you would think that it would generate twice as much heat as the 1 panel, and so did I, but that was not the case. In the top of the photos, you can see the heat lamp that I was using to replace the sun. For the 4 panel, it had generated a lot more heat than the 2 panel did, but that didn't even compare to the parabolic. In the parabolic oven, it generated so much heat that if you stuck your hand into the oven without touching anything, you would immediately feel heat. This is because the oven had the advantage of light reflectance from all angles. These are my water temperatures. The highest temperature is highlighted in red at the bottom of the blue chart. In the graph, you can see at the red line, which is the parabolic, it had skyrocketed much more than the rest of them did. The parabolic ended up heating the water jar most efficiently. While testing this oven, I realized it was getting hot very quickly. After it hit its highest temperature, which was 170.9 degrees Fahrenheit, the temperature slowly started to drop, possibly due to evaporation. If I were to do this experiment again, I would give the ovens a bigger size, not use a box, and if I did use a box, curve the parabolic oven at the top for the light to reflect up and then into the box. Lastly, I would perform this experiment outside.